Hey folks, James here. Today is September 25th, 2021. It has been 5 days since my cat Macana crossed the Rainbow Bridge because of cardiac arrest. And today he came home. I found a place on the shelf for him to sit. I cleared a spot uh, with some of my ceramics that I've got up there. I have a number of shelves with ceramics on them, all handmade stuff. Outsider art for the most part. Some of it I have just because it's so damn ugly. I think it needs a home. In retrospect, his behavior had changed in the last month of his life. He spent more time by himself, particularly in the bedroom in front of the dresser, which is a place that he had never really sat before. And I didn't really think anything of it. You know, sometimes cats just do strange things. You all know that if you own cats or pets in general. And the last picture I took of him was in the living room with him lying on his side, and I thought he was just, being lazy, kind of blorbing around because he was a big cat. But in the picture, it looks like he's dead. And 2 days later, he was. He's supposed to have a respiration of like 20 to 30 um, breaths per minute, I guess, for a cat. And he was having 70 to 80. His heart was pumping blood in the wrong direction. And there really wasn't anything we could do about that. And it was a hard passing because they put the catheter in his right leg and it didn't work. So they injected a bunch of drugs into his body that just went into his flesh and didn't kill him. So they had to take him out of the room and they brought him back and with a catheter in his left leg. But when they put it in his left leg, I was sitting to my wife's right side, so now he was facing me. So I got to see his face. I got to watch him. And even though his heart wasn't working, he fought real hard. But eventually it stopped. And it's really damn hard because I'm not taking this real well. And almost all my other cats, I've known something was wrong. So I could have some kind of preparation on some level. But I figured Macana would be with us for another 4 or 5 years. At least make it to 15, 16, maybe even 17. I mean, I had a cat that was diabetic for the last 6 years of his life, and he made it to 17. And Macana had lost a lot of weight. He was in probably the best shape he'd been in a long time. He had food insecurity because he was raised in a house full of cats because their owners were cat hoarders. And he never got over that. We had to give him special food, make sure he had special bowls that he needed too fast. And he was always hungry. And I always made a point every day to make sure he got a little meaty treat, pure protein, so that, there wasn't a lot of carbs in it, anything like that. And combined with the fact that in the last 4 or 5 years, the world's gone to shit. I'm not taking this well. I'm tired. And as much as I hate to say it, right, at this minute, I am out of sympathy, compassion, and patience. Because there are a whole lot of people in the world that are ugly. They're still breathing. And Macana isn't. And he didn't do nothing to anybody, ever. When he was chilly, he'd crawl under a blanket and hide so he could be warm and cozy. You'd find the whole comforter on the bed rolled up in a ball with him in the middle of it. And even though he was a big cat, big shoulders, big broad head, I can't imagine how big he would have been if he hadn't been fixed. But he had this tiny little broken squeak of a meow. Like a broken record. I always kind of wished you'd been able to just cut that loose once. Let the whole world hear him full voiced. That never happened. And now it never will. I've been home for a few hours now. It's my long day. I got to work in the morning. This morning at 7 a.m. It's 5:42 in the evening. Afternoon, I guess. And sorry. And sorry, I got something over here. Give me a minute. And I've been carrying him around. I dreamed the other day that he was still here, but only I could see him. I was trying to convince people that he was there, that I could touch him, and I could feel him, and he was warm. But no one would believe me. And I'm real sad. And I'm really angry. And I'm tired. And here's another one. Yeah, it's moon pie. And I'm tired. The way that sleep isn't kind of fixed, you know? The day he died, Moon Pie insisted I pick her up. She doesn't do that very often. She sat here for half an hour. Just sat here. Like she knew. I'm sorry, sweetie. Well, You don't need to see a fat old man crying on camera. So I miss him. And he's never coming home. Not in a condition other than this.